This is how you play Royal Cup. In order to play Royal Cup, everyone needs a beverage. It doesn't have to be an alcoholic beverage. It could be even water, but everyone needs a beverage nonetheless. There's one fundamental difference between Icebreaker and Firemaker, and that is that for every penalty in Icebreaker, you must only take a sip of your beverage, whereas in Firemaker, you have the choice of either taking a sip or removing an article of clothing. The choice is of course at your discretion. Icebreaker is the classic, innocent version of this game, whereas Firemaker is intended for adults and is much spicier. Shuffle the cards face down around a clean, empty cup or glass. Players take turns picking cards and responding to the action. There are 4 Icebreaker cards in Icebreaker and 4 Firemaker cards in the Firemaker set. Every time you draw one of these cards, you must pour some of your beverage in the main royal cup in the middle. In Firemaker, you must also remove an article of clothing. The person who draws the last Icebreaker or Firemaker card must chug the main royal cup at once, thus ending the game. If it's the first time that the last Icebreaker or Firemaker card is being drawn, the drawing player has also the choice of reinserting the card back into the circle. This can only be done once and will cost a dare that the group will decide for you. The most coveted card in this game is the Lictator card. Once you pick this card, you must either lick it or use water to stick it to your forehead. You don't have to lick it. Once attached, you cannot touch your forehead again. From this moment on, you can do whatever you want as long as the card sticks. Really, anything goes. You can, for instance, show mercy to some players while penalizing others. You can ordain new rules. You can ignore existing rules or allow your favorite players to ignore rules. You can make people finish their drinks or anything else you desire them to do. But any new rules you ordain are only valid for the duration of your dictatorship and are null and void as soon as the cards fall from your forehead. You also cannot invalidate or change existing rules. There are also other cards that allow you to either drink a certain number of sips or give out a certain number of sips. You can give out these sips either all to one person or split them among several players. In Icebreaker, we have the Queen of Hearts, and in Firemaker, we have the King of Spades, both of which involve activities such as changing your seat, moving around, and or sitting on top of other players. There are cards like the Royal Sip, Kings, Queens, Tail, Drunkard, and Waterfall that are self-explanatory. Heaven or Hell card is different in Icebreaker and Firemaker, and we're going to let that be a surprise for you. You'll see it in the rule sheet. The Royal Companion card allows you to pick a partner in crime. Every time you sip or undress, for any reason whatsoever, they must also sip and undress the same number of sips and or remove the same number of articles of clothing. This only works in one direction. If Matt, or let's say person A, picks Lisa or person B as a companion, every time A drinks or undresses for any reason, so must B. If Lisa, or person B, now picks David, or person C as a companion, David, who's the person C, must drink or undress every time A or B drink or undress. B or Lisa must not drink or undress when C drinks or undresses, and Matt, who's person number A, must not drink or undress when Lisa drinks or undresses. So it only goes in one direction. The Royal Interrogator gives you 4 topics and tasks you with asking the person next to you a very, very uncomfortable and often private question. The goal here is that the question is so uncomfortable that the person chooses not to answer. The person who's being asked has now 2 options. 1, they can refuse to answer and take a sip, which would end the round. Or 2, they can answer the question, but since they answer, they must now ask the next person a different uncomfortable question. This chain of interrogation continues until one player either ends the round by refusing to answer and taking a sip, or if everyone has answered the question, then the game has come in one full circle back to the drawing play. In the Secrets card, you must do all 4 topics of the card one by one. If anyone in the group has done that activity, they indicate so by taking a sip from their beverage. If they haven't, they indicate by not taking a sip. For example, never have I ever stolen something as an adult. Anyone who has stolen something as an adult must indicate by taking a sip. This card is great for finding out more about your twisted group and the things you've done. As Plato said, you can find out more about a person in an hour of play than a year of conversations. If you have never stolen anything, then you don't take a sip. There are 4 secrets at each secrets card, and the drawing player must say all 4 of them. Lawgiver is the second most desired, most sought after card in this game. It allows you to ordain rules that will remain in place for the remainder of the game. Each card has 4 rules written on them, and you're allowed to select only one. Some cards have an option to make your own rule, but not all of them. Some rules include repeat, repeat, where you have to say the last word in a sentence twice. Do you get it? Or saying in bed at the end of every sentence you utter in bed. Or no cursing Hodor, after the inception of which no one is allowed to use bad words, profanity, or obscene words anymore. If anyone is caught cursing, in addition to a penalty, they must also communicate using only the word Hodor for a whole round. There are also other rules like Chaos, where the normal order of the game is disrupted and you must designate the next person each time you pick a card. Tops and bottoms, no more names, premature pants, CPR, the kiss, Queen's Empire, the eunuch, don't say drink, the crown, Royal Choir, Fortune Teller, Ring of Fire, Choo Choo Train, the High Five, and the Royal Cup Check. These are rules that we spent 4 years coming up with. Every card gets discarded face down in a discard pile after they've been picked, with the exception of Tail, Lawgiver, Icebreaker, and Firemaker cards that get discarded face up, and each in a separate pile of their own so people can keep track of them. This game is great for finding out more about your friends, people you've known for years, but it's also great for meeting complete strangers and getting to know them on a very deep, very personal, and very intimate level. Enjoy.